So we are looking at the wall factory level in 6th grade ST Math. We're looking at level 5. So the concept that wall factory is working on is the distributive property in relation to the order of operations. So each of the letters R, B, Y, T, and any other letters that the level uses are just placeholders. So to find R, which is telling us how many times we're multiplying this whole set of B plus Y plus C, so R is telling us how many times we're multiplying that. So we can see that there are 1, 2, 3 identical sets of units. So that means our R is going to be 3. Next, we're going to look at the number of units in each row in the group. So we have 1 first. So that means that our B is going to equal 1. And then our Y, there's 2. And for T, there is 5. That means we have 1 plus 2 plus 5 times 3. So if we look again at the next one, we'll see that there's only 1 group this time. So that means that our Y is going to equal 1. So we're only multiplying this set 1 time. And then we'll look at the number of units in each row. So the first row has 4. The second row has 3. The last row has 1. So we'll see 4 plus 3 plus 1 times 1. Next, we have a larger group. So we have this time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. So that means that Q in this case, our number outside the parentheses, will be 5. The number of units in the first row of the group is 3. The number of units in the second row is 4. And the number of units in the third row is 2. If you notice right now, the numbers in the parentheses, we're only dealing with 3 addends right now. You can tell already when you look at the empty units in the green portion, you can tell that there are going to be 3 rows of units or 3 rows of numbers for each set. So that's how many rows you're looking for, how many groups of 3 you're looking for. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 this time. C is again going to be our first row, which has 5. Y will be our second row, which has 4. B, which is our third row, has 3. 5 plus 4 plus 4. Oops, I made a mistake. I clicked on the wrong number. That's okay. So then we can see what happens. G can't get through. So we'll try again. We know that there are 4 groups, so we're multiplying it 4 times. Our first row was 5. Our second row was 4. And our third row was supposed to be 3. 5 plus 4 plus 3 times 4. There we go. Okay, this next part is a little bit trickier because we have this extra number at the end. So again, we'll look at the groups of 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then this extra one. There are two groups of 3, so that means that we're multiplying it all by 2. Our first row has 4. Our second row has 1, and our third row has 2. So we know that it'll be 4 plus 1 plus 2. And then we have this extra bit on the end, the r, that's not being multiplied by 2. Notice how it's outside the parentheses. This is all the way outside the parentheses. And that is 3 extra ones on the end. So that means our r, our extra number, is going to be 3. 4 plus 1 plus 2 times 2 plus the extra 3 on the end. This one's similar, except your extra number is in the front this time. So that means that the first number, or the first part, is going to have an extra number. So that means this part right here at the front is going to be extra. So we know that that's going to be 2. And we can count our groups of 3 again. We have, sorry, my cursor is not working. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 3. So that means that we're multiplying this whole thing by 4. Then we'll look at the number of units. So we have 4 plus 5 plus 2. So we'll plug those in. 4 plus 5, sorry, that should have been 5, plus 2. So 2 in the front, 4 plus 5 plus 2, all of that times 4. Notice how that 2 at the beginning is not affected by the 4 that we're multiplying by. So once again, we have a number out in the front that's not being multiplied by Q. So that's going to be this guy right here, the 1. And then we'll look at our group 3 to see how many times we're multiplying these numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then again, we'll look at the number of units. We have 2 and 1 and 3. So we'll plug those numbers in. 2 plus 1 plus 3. So we have 1 at the very beginning. 2 plus 1 plus 3 times 5. This is the last one. Once again, we have that extra number here at the end, the S. So that means that this time the number that's on the end is our extra number. We only have one group of 3. So that means our B, our first number that we're multiplying everything by, is going to be 1. And our Q, our first number is 5. Y, our second number is 3. C, our third number is 2. So 5 plus 3 plus 2. And then we have our extra number at the end, which is 4. So we have 5 plus 3 plus 2 times 1 plus the extra 4 at the end. So I hope that helps. If you're still having trouble, let me know.